Good morning, guys. How is everybody on this beautiful Thursday morning? My last couple of videos, if you watched them when they first came out, I had some music and some songs on there, and I was informed last night that YouTube does not want me to play any music on my videos. So I can't show you videos or play music, but I can sing to you. So for today, I'm going to start out with our welcoming song. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, how are you? Good morning to you. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Buenos dias. Good morning. How are you? I hope everybody's having a good day today and that we're all behaving for our parents and for our families. And we will see you very soon. Yesterday afternoon, I thought it would be a good idea, since we're talking about insects this week in school, that I would take everybody on a bug hunt at my house. And even though you're not with me, I took a video of me and my daughter and my son and my husband, and we all went around my yard looking for some insects. So, if you guys remember, we're talking about insects, right? We're trying to figure out what is an insect and what is not an insect. Remember, insects have three parts of their bodies. They have their abdomen, their thorax, and their head. They also have antennas on top of their heads, and sometimes they have wings that come out from the middle part of their body. Insects also have 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 legs. So if you see a little tiny creature with 6 legs, it is considered an insect, right? This is a picture of an ant. So we automatically know that an ant is an insect because it has all the body parts and the 6 legs that an insect has. Okay? So if you haven't watched my bug hunt video, you can watch it if you want. But these right here are all the insects that I collected. And there's more than just insects in here. Remember, we're trying to figure out what is an insect and what isn't an insect. So what I'm going to do is, you can't really see what's in here, but it's pretty cool to look at. Okay? So what I thought I would do is I'm going to dump it out in this bucket, and then I'm going to take the camera and let you look, and we're going to see what we can find. Okay? I'm going to spread it out, and we're going to look at it. Oh my goodness, there's lots of stuff in here. All right, so I dumped out what was in our clear container, and this is what we have. Let me spread it out a little bit. Pick it up. Okay, do we see any insects? Oh, there's one. You see the little gray one? That is a roly-poly. What else do we have in here? There's another roly-poly. Oop, there's a little ant over there. He's trying to figure out where he's at, right? Let's see. There's also something else in here. You can see it. My little boy Blake, in the bug hunt video, he found something that's slimy. He's kind of moving right now. Can you see him? That is a slug, and he has a bunch of dirt stuck to him and hay and stuff because he's all slimy, and stuff will stick to him if he just lays there. We also have, there's some more roly-polies. We also have some snails. Can you guys find a snail in here? It's a little tiny snail. Right here. This is a snail. You see how it has the shell? Okay, so in our science experiment that we're going to do today, we got to figure out what is an insect and what isn't. Okay, so if you remember, insects have how many legs? 6 legs, right? So I think that ant would be considered an insect. This little roly-poly right here, ooh, the ant's on top of him. That's not good. I guess he's going for a ride. Okay, these little roly-polies you can hold. They won't bite you, okay? Ants will bite you, so we don't touch ants. And slugs are slimy. We don't want to touch those. This right here is a snail, another snail. Okay. I'm going to try and get a roly-poly so you can see it up close. There's a roly-poly. You see him? Pretty cool, huh? I call them roly-polies because that's what I grew up calling them. Some people call them potato bugs. But usually when you hold them, they get scared and they roll into a ball. He's not doing it right now. But it looks like to me he's got a lot more legs than 6 legs. It looks like he might belong to the millipede family. Millipedes have lots and lots of different legs. They almost look like a caterpillar, but they're really not. Caterpillars only have 6 legs that move their body. Little inchworms and caterpillars. So the roly-polies, they're really not insects. They have an ectoskeleton, like a insect, but they have more than 6 legs. So they're not considered insects. So really, the only insect we have in here is this one tiny little ant. Okay. All right, well, now that we got to look at the bugs that we found on our bug hunt that we did yesterday, and we figured out that we really only have one insect, I thought it would be cool to figure out what kind of environment that the bugs like to be in the most. Okay, when we looked in our red container and we looked at the bugs, there was a bunch of mud and dirt and some straw and some grass. And so what I'm going to do for our science experiment is I'm going to create 2 different environments, okay? Remember, our environment is what's around us, okay? And a habitat is our home, what kind of home that we live in and what kind of home these bugs would live in. So what I did is I wrote on this piece of paper, what type of environment do roly-polies like best? Because we have a lot of roly-polies in there, right? And in one category, I have a sandy and warm environment, and the other one is a muddy and cool environment. And to make our environment, I took 2 containers. I took one that has the sandy, mulchy. It'll be a warm environment here because I'm going to put it under a light to keep it warm. And this one, I'm going to put mud and straw and hay in, okay? So I'll go ahead and do that right now and get all our bugs. Now the important part is that the bugs are going to get to choose which one they like, because in between the 2 containers I put a tube. And if you can look and see, inside this tube is hollow. So they can climb inside the tube and get over here to this other side where it's sandy and warm, okay? And we're gonna figure out what kind of environment they like best. We're gonna leave them here overnight, and then in the morning when we come back and do our last video for this week, we're gonna count and see how many roly-polies are on this side or how many are on this side. And then we'll decide which one they like the best. So can you guess which one they'll like the best? I'm thinking they may like this one the best, but they may like this one. We'll have to wait and see. Now I'm going to put the lid on so they can't get out. I'll put the lid on this one in case they go through the tube. Just like this. So then we'll figure it out. Which would they like the most? We'll see. I already see one climbing up in the tube right now. He's probably going to go over there and figure it out. So we'll see, okay? I'm going to put this over here to the side. And if you guys want, tomorrow we are going to make a chart, okay? If you think the bugs are going to like the sandy and warm part, leave a comment down below, okay? You can leave a comment. Just write your name, type your name out, and say, my name is Miss Anna, and I think they're going to like the sandy and warm part better. Or you can write, they'll like the muddy and cool part better. And we'll take a vote tomorrow after we come back. Any of my songs and my videos that I have that go along with our lesson will be under my playlist. So when you're on YouTube, you click playlist, it starts the letter P, and it'll have all the videos and songs that I would usually do on my video for you guys. It'll be under my playlist, okay? So today for our story, I thought I would read this book. It's called Who Lives in Trees? And if you look at our picture on the cover of the book, we see an insect, right? Do you know what kind of insect this is? It's a ladybug. And then these other little bugs in the tree, I'm not sure what they are, but they have 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 antennas. So they must be some kind of insect. Remember, insects outnumber us humans a lot. There are a lot of insects. And in the springtime, all these insects start laying eggs and being born and coming alive. And you're going to see more and more insects as it gets warmer outside. Okay? So because we're kind of talking about environments that bugs live in and their habitats, their homes, I thought I'd read this book called Who Lives in Trees by Trish Holland. Who lives in trees? Who lives in trees? With wings I can fly to my nest way up high. I am an owl. I live in this tree. There's an owl and her little babies. Who lives in this tree? With strong tails and arms I can swing all day long. I am a monkey. I live in this tree. Okay. Who lives in this tree? With sticky little toes I can climb and cling upside down. I am a tree frog. I live in this tree. Who lives in this tree? With the long tail and claws, I can climb anytime. I am an anteater. I didn't know anteaters lived in trees. See the anteater? That's pretty cool. I live in this tree. Who lives in this tree? With skin stretched like wings, I can glide side to side. I am a flying dragon. I live in this tree. A flying dragon. Isn't that cool? Who lives in this tree? Can you see that? You know what that is? With wings I can fly. With wings I can fly to my big buzzing hive. I am a bee and I live in this tree. See all the bees in the tree? Who lives in this tree? Oh goodness, I wouldn't want to walk upon them in the forest. I scrape out a den, but it smells just a little bit. I am a skunk. I live in this tree. With strong grip and claws, I hold on with my paws. I am a koala. I live in this tree. You little koala bear? With wings I can fly and float to a bouquet on a branch. I am a ladybug. I live in this tree. There's the ladybug. With sharp, tiny claws, I can jump just for fun. I am a squirrel. I live in this tree. With wings, I can flutter from my comfortable cocoon. I am a butterfly. I live in this tree. You see the butterfly? It's coming out of its chrysalis. That's his little home that he made around himself when he was a caterpillar. And then slowly he changed into a butterfly. Hooks and claws on my feet help me walk on my web. I am a spider. I live in this tree. Look at that nasty old spider. Ooh, I can't stand spiders. They're so scary. Are spiders insects? Remember, we talked about this the other day. They're not. They're not insects because they have 8 legs. Insects have 6 legs. With humming wings, I dart to the babies in my nest. I am a hummingbird. I live in this nest, or in this tree. With my muscles, I can climb. Then I make a cozy coil. I am a tree snake. I live in this tree. Pretty scary tree snake, huh? I fly to my nest. My dead tree is the best. I am a woodpecker. I live in this tree. Who lives in this tree? With wings I fly up. Then I hang with head down. I am a bat. I live in this tree. Woo, bats. You know, bats love to eat insects. That's why they come out at night, because most insects are awake at night and they fly around and eat all the mosquitoes. With eggs in my nest, I sit warm in my nook. I am a bluebird. I live in this tree. With claws I dig tunnels, tree roots are my roof. I am a wombat. I live in this tree. That's a wombat. These usually live in Australia, where it's nice and warm. No claws and no wings. Our feet aren't sticky things. We are just kids, and we play in this tree. I hope all of you are playing and climbing in trees while you're not at school when it's nice outside. What is good for trees? Remember, we talked about that. What's good for trees? Sun, soil, and rain. That's what helps trees grow. What is bad for trees? Drought. That means when there's no rain and everything is really dried out. Forest wildfires. When there's fires in the forest, it kills all the trees. And pest and disease. So when trees have a disease, it kills the trees. And these are all the good things for our trees and all the bad things for our trees. It's important to have trees because animals, insects, and birds all need trees. And guess what? You and I do too. We all need trees. So that's just one environment we can find insects, is in trees. If you watch my go on a bug hunt video that we did yesterday, we find a couple other things that aren't insects. But most insects like to live under rocks and in grass and in bushes, under sticks. But you have to be careful when you lift up a rock because you never know what's under there. And in my video that I did going on a bug hunt, I talk about things that we can touch and things that we can't touch, okay? And what we should do if we see something that's not good for us. Okay, well my video is really short today, but my bug hunt video you can watch, and any of the songs that you want to sing and practice, like days of the week, months of the year, our graduation songs, they're all on my playlist. So if you can't find the playlist, ask your parents to click on it for you so that you can practice and be ready for our graduation when you come back. Because when you come back to school, we're only going to have about 3 weeks left of school before you get to go home for the summer. And we're going to have graduation, which means you get to wear a hat and you get a little diploma, and we're going to have a little party, and we're going to sing songs for our parents. So make sure you're practicing those, okay? Right before we go, I want to show you something. Now remember, I put all the bugs on the cool muddy side, right? And then we have a little tube here for them to go across. I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're already starting to come over to the sandy warm side. I see one little roly-poly as of right now. Look, turn it around so you can see him. You see him? There he is, right there. Little roly-poly, he already came over to the other side. Now we'll have to see how many we can find tomorrow. How many decide which side of their environment they like, the cool and muddy side or the hot and warm side. Okay? Well, you guys have a good afternoon, and remember, you guys are all in my heart and in my prayers, and I hope you and your family stay safe, okay? I love you guys. Have a good night.